Hello and welcome to Accelerate. I am Matt Stone. This is the podcast where we encourage and inspire CEOs, founders, and visionaries on their big leap journeys. We talk about the stories and strategies that will help you accelerate toward your big leap destination with purpose, humility, an open mind, commitment to growth, and recognition that the way we get there is at least as important as where we end up. And I'm so delighted that you've tuned in today. And we have made it to the end of the week. So I'm recording on a Friday. If it's your Friday, or some listeners, I know they're already into the weekend. I hope you are having or gearing up for a fantastic weekend. I know I've had a great week. It's been very, very, very full. If you didn't listen to yesterday's podcast, the one that I posted Thursday, that was the long-form conversation with Shannon Hernandez, Big Leap story. Fascinating story, going from public school teacher to entrepreneur, and a growing and thriving business with purpose. And she's really a unicorn in many ways, and a lot of great lessons there. So kind of feeling excited and tired at the same time. I'm sure many people can relate to that. And what's coming up for me now, I think I've talked in the past about Friday. As we all know, Friday, you're starting to think about refreshing. The other thing that comes to mind, though, on a Friday for me is resetting. And it's a little bit of a different meaning. And what I think about is during the week, particularly in regard to the people in my life, it could be colleagues, all different sorts of people that I'm coming across, new relationships, old relationships, colleagues, friends, family. Those relational kind of issues, concerns, questions, maybe there's been friction this week, kind of build up, things that maybe are still unresolved or just kind of static in the background, that can block my ability to refresh. And so I need to reset also. I need to get perspective, and the weekend is a great time to do that. And often by Monday, if I've done it with some intention, I've got a whole new perspective going to the next week, and I'm able to interact with a different perspective coming from a different place by Monday. So let me just share with you one of the tricks that I use for this, for my own brain. So if I've got somebody that I'm thinking about, and maybe there's an area of static, of friction, it doesn't have to be major. I mean, most of our issues with people are not major blowouts. They're just like some elephant in the room, or a misunderstanding, or anxiety about what someone else is going to decide to do or not decide to do, or whatever it is. What I can do to reset, one of the questions I ask myself is, now this is in the context of, in particular, and not exclusively this, but let's just imagine the situation is someone is acting poorly from my point of view. They're behaving in some manner that I don't think is good, I don't think is kind, I don't think is rational, I don't think is whatever it is, good for our common project. They're not being cooperative, they're not being, whatever it is. And what I know about myself is, the default is to want to, they're acting badly, there's something wrong with them. They're trying to hurt me, whatever it is. Well, that's a very self-centered view. Unfortunately, that's what we've got to work with here. But most people are looking at the lens, I'd say probably all people are looking at you through their own lens and their own assumptions. And so the constant opportunity is to say, well, maybe that behavior had a different reason. Maybe it had nothing to do with me, for example. But here's the point. I don't know yet. It's unresolved. So what I can do is say, what new idea am I willing to entertain about this person that provides enough grace that maybe it's not as bad, or that their intentions aren't bad, that it can get better. What new idea am I willing to entertain about them? And I don't have to answer that question. What I can do is search for the humanity inside of me and just kind of give it some space. And by Monday, if I've really put that out there and let go of it, as of Friday, okay, I'm going to let go of that. I'm just going to put this call out to, if you're religious, pray to your God, show me, what new idea I can entertain about them. What is it I don't see about their perspective that's clouding my vision about them? If you're not religious and you want to look into the sky and talk to the universe or whatever, or call inside of yourself, but just what new idea am I willing to entertain? You don't even have to believe it. You can be just sure that their reasoning is faulty and their motives are bad and whatever. And it might all be true, but at least open some space up, hopefully give you the ability to refresh and reset a little bit. And so often what'll come up is I won't necessarily know the answer whether or not my new idea is true or not, but what I'll get is the right way to approach that person with a presumption of innocence that will then lead to the insight I need, the breakthrough we need to move forward together. That's really what it's all about. Nobody's their best self when they're feeling judged and accused. I know I'm not. So how is my assumption coming across to the other person as judgment? And how is that blocking our ability to move forward together? The weekend's a great time to reset that and bring some grace, humanity, and a new idea. New ideas that we're willing to entertain lead to new questions, new exploration, more openness, more connection, and more opportunity and acceleration, because then we can move faster forward together. So that's what I'm going to do this weekend, is put any issues like that out there into that bucket of what are the new ideas I'm willing to entertain, and see what comes out the other end. It's going to be a warm one here in New York, so we'll need to stay hydrated but get outside. I hope it's good where you are. Thank you for listening this week. I really appreciate it. Join me at mattstone.co, mattstone.co. Also on Twitter, at mattstoneco, at mattstoneco. On Twitter, I post all these episodes on Twitter. And I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend wherever you are. Thanks again for listening. Bye-bye for now.